Well, good morning, guys. Happy New Year's. It is New Year's Day today. And I am going to do a little experiment with this block here. This is the 5.7 LT, basically a small block Chevy 350. That I picked up this block after the one that I discovered was in my work truck, had a blown out cylinder wall. It was pre-igniting because of the stupid spider injection it had and all that. And so what I did when I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to rebuild that motor, was I got everything to do it. Rings, bearings, lifters, everything is brand new for that other motor. Now, what I'm really hoping, because this is a stock 350 block, but it is the LT version, which basically means it has the distributor up in front here, and it has this really cool manifold there, intake manifold, fuel injection and everything. So I'm excited about building this, but the question is everything I already bought to rebuild a small block Chevy going to work on that? And so I'm gonna start cleaning up. Starting out today, I'm gonna start by honing. Got a little rust in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and hone these out and then check the ring gap and make sure they're gonna work. I have the pistons and rings right here. I'm gonna go ahead and power wash those, get those all cleaned up. Only one set of rings still on here. I'm just hoping everything's the same. Basically all that material there can go towards rebuilding this. So I'm gonna start out by honing. Let's see how this works and see if we can't get these cylinders clean. Edit that a little bit. Well, that didn't take much at all to get that knocked down. And do a little bit better on the cross hatching, but they clean up. So why don't we clean these all up real quick, and then we'll get on to cleaning up the pistons. All right, guys, well, I got all the pistons degreased, power washed, and I stuck a ring in here, and that's pretty. I don't even have to break out the feeler gauge to know that's a good gap there. So this is going to be just fine. I'm going to run over to O'Reilly and see if they don't have that that gauge stuff. What is that gauge stuff called? Oh. I don't know, but I'm gonna go and get some so I can make sure these bearings are good. So I'll be back. Plastic gauge, that's what it's called. All right, just had to ask Melody. So anyways, let's go get some of that and make sure these bearings are gonna work, and we can get this block all cleaned up and assemble a motor. Let's get that going. All right, guys, well, I've done a little cleaning here, and I got the main bearings put into the block. I got to put them on the caps here, and then I am just going to I got this plastic gauge stuff, and just to make sure that I got the right size, I'm just going to test one, see if the tolerance is where it's supposed to be. If it is, then I know there hasn't been any line boring or anything like that going on. Everything is just the standard size. So I'm going to do that on the rear main. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these bearings in there. Go ahead and I'm just assembling it dry for now to make sure that I do have the right bearings, and then I will take it all apart and put assembly lube in it when I know everything's correct. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll this guy here, these do have an arrow telling you to go forward. And I've already cleaned these up, so didn't want to bore you guys with that. Okay. Don't have to use too much of this. Just put a little bit down there. See, I just laid that across there. We'll put this down and we'll torque it. And see what it squishes to. So I'll bring it back when that's done. So I went ahead and I tightened up the caps with this plastic gauge in there. Now you can see right there, that's the plastic gauge. Now the clearance is supposed to be around 25 thousandths. Now, is there any clearance on the bottom? Is there any space on the bottom of this is kind of the question here. Because when I do this now, let's see, there is 2 thousandths right there. And that's about what that one's showing. There's 2 thousandths there. Now, that's about 3 on that one. So, that's a little bit more than 2, not quite 3. See, 3, the tighter it is, the bigger it's going to be. So I got maybe about 3 thousandths clearance there. And this one here, about 3. Now I assume that this crank is resting all the way down into the bearing seat down below. We don't have any space down there because it's resting all the way down in there. So, according to this plastic gauge, I've got that's not as small as 2 thousandths, closer to 3. That one's a little bit tighter than that, but I think I'm right there in the ballpark. I'm gonna go ahead and send it as it is. I'm using these bearings. What do you guys think? Any comments? Let me know. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put some assembly lube in and mount that crank. That crank's good to go. Well, that's turning real nice. Let me get these torqued down, and we'll see how the crankshaft spins there. Yeah, making some progress on this motor today. Okay, we are all torqued. Look at that. Just spins beautifully. All right, guys. We got the crankshaft in here. Tomorrow I'll do the same thing with the rod caps, test them. So we should be able to assemble all the pistons and rods tomorrow. I still got to knock in some cam bearings, so we'll get that done also. But I am in need of a cam, so maybe we'll see if I can't pick up a cam in the next couple of days, and then we can just finish assembling this weekend. So for today, that's it. I'll see you in the morning, and we'll continue on with this small block Chevy LT version rebuild here. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's actually I don't know, a couple weeks later after I did the honing and the plastic gauge and all that stuff on this LT, because my son and I have been working on cleaning and organizing our shop. Since my video on the LT, the honing of that, which it came out very nice, and we did discover that the bearings are going to work, rings are going to work, everything's fine there. My son cleaned up, and he's getting ready to build that 5.3 LS. So here we got side-by-side Chevy V8 projects going. We also started cleaning up the Subaru stuff. Now, he just this morning degreased and pressure washed the heads, but man, these Subaru heads, they really get messy, don't they? So it's going to take a little additional cleaning there. Get some of the carbon off these valves and the combustion chambers. And even the ports, these are direct injection there. And the ports get awfully messy. So that's going to take a little bit more work before we can put that Subaru together. But it's coming along. But we are all set to actually start assembling these, and that's what's going to be happening next. I got these set of heads here. These have been cleaned up, but the gentleman I got the LT block from gave me these heads, but there were no valves, no springs, no nothing. So I'm gonna have to work on getting that, and I still need to get a cam. So I cleaned up all the rocker arms and all that, and I got brand new lifters, but these little retainers here, they were an absolute mess. So, you know, we haven't been doing anything exciting, just cleaning, but we are prepared to move forward. Now, one thing my son discovered on the internet is to eliminate that distributor that goes in the front of these things. There's actually a little kit, and it involves replacing this crank sensor with a different crank sensor, and then a pickup, and basically be able to use an LS ECU on this motor. And we're going to go that route. I don't want to, you know, I mean, the cost is about the same as that distributor that bolts onto the front there, and this other kit that we can put a tunable ECU on there. So we're going to go that route. Haven't decided on the cam yet. At one point I built a small block Chevy, and I believe it was called an RV cam. It was supposed to be a high torque cam. And I tell you what, that was an absolute screamer. I had a old 85 Chevy pickup truck, and that thing, I mean, it really ripped. had headers on it and the built motor. I mean, I didn't do anything but throw the cam in there, but it ripped. So I'm thinking I can go with a similar cam in here, and but this one is going to be fuel injection with this trick little intake manifold here. Haven't decided whether I'm going to turbo it or not. I mean, the thing, I can basically use a stock cam if I plan on turboing it, because it's basically forced induction, they call it. So you don't have to go real radical on the cam with a turbo, because you're basically pressurizing the intake system. So there's still a lot of things we got to figure out what we're going to do, but definitely we're going to go with that trick tunable in ignition setup and get these things built. So it's very cool to see that we're ready to go. This still needs some cleaning, but that is definitely coming. We got that Opel GT sitting in the back there, and we're going to throw a turbo Subaru motor in the back. That's going to be a trick little car, and that's coming this year. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching the videos and subscribing to the channel, and we're going to keep putting stuff together and bringing you along with us. Have a great day, everybody.